Yo, what's going on, everyone? Good evening there. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little cheeky video for you. This one is an evening rundown of all the latest United goings on and all the latest transfer news and just the latest United news in general, guys. We're going to get into it raw for a little chat this evening and give you all the latest goings on. Hope you're all good. Robbie, Pogo, Rushy, Pete Morris, Naz786, Peter Abate, OHB, Vincent Bullock as well, F the Man, Robbie the Picked. What's going on, dudes? Hope everybody is okay out there. Do us a favor at the start of the show. Smash that like button. Give it a thumbs up. Share it around on social media if you haven't done so. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get yourself involved in the chat with the legends. And if you're on catch up later, then please do drop a like and get yourself down below in the comment section and have your say about anything we're discussed in this vid. Hey, Wackass Akram as well. Philip, Alfie T, William Reedy, Jay. Already got 36 likes. That's awesome, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming in here and showing your support by dropping that thumbs up button. You're a bunch of legends. Let's talk about some of the evening's news then, folks. I mean, so Antony is being heavily linked to Manchester United, as we discussed earlier on today. And a couple of different sources and outlets reporting that Manchester United are on the verge of making a significant bid for Ajax's Antony, 22-year-old Brazilian winger. Hopefully it's true. You know, our attentions have now gone elsewhere because of the whole Darwin Núñez to Liverpool debacle. So now our attention are elsewhere, it seems, in sort of trying to get a wider player in there. We do seem to have quite a few wingers around the club at this moment as well who are just sort of loitering, or not necessarily loitering, but what are they even doing? I'm talking about you, Anthony Martial. I'm talking about you, Marky Rashford. I'm even talking about some of the youngsters who we don't know if they've got much of a role to play under Ten Hag this season, or maybe they do. People like Diallo, Palistri, you know, there's a bunch of random wingers we've got, but I think we should certainly get Antony in if we can get him in. But I mean, we've got a few different reports that suggest that. I mean, we've got Talk Sport. I mean, Talk Shite is what a lot of people call them, myself included. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. But Alex Crook was on there and he said, I think Antony and Frankie de Jong are two definite arrivals at Manchester United. Players who Ten Hag trusts. So, you know, let's be honest now. Talk Shite is not the best of reliable sources here, folks, in my opinion. But this is to be expected, really. I mean, we do need to turn our attention to elsewhere now that this man has gone. And in terms of a price tag, in terms of how much money we'd have to spend to get this guy in, well, there was an update from Mike Verway previously a little while ago, and he was talking. This was in May. He was talking about him. Obviously, he's an insider in regards to Ajax, and you know, it was the first person Ten Hag spoke to about getting the Manchester United job, etc. So, good source. He said, I think Ajax will accept the money for Antony this summer and not take the same risk as they did with David Neres. A transfer fee starting at 60 million euros is realistic. So Antony's available for the right price, it seems, guys. I mean, 60 million euros is quite a lot of money. I don't know if we'll have to pay that much, but let's face it, it's not that far off of what we really want to pay, which is about 40 million quid. So surely there's a bit of room for negotiations there. Maybe we can pay 45 million pounds, just over 50 million euros, maybe one or two little add-ons somewhere along the line, you know, something like that, just to sweeten the deal and get the business wrapped up. Like, that's what Manchester United should hopefully be able to do in regards to Antony, because he's got that relationship with Ten Hag. He wants to come and join up with him again, it seems, by his comments in what he said when Ten Hag left in that little video celebrating Ten Hag's time at Ajax. And it does seem like he's available for a not too much money, guys. Have a vote in the live chat. How much money should Manchester United pay for Antony in pounds, though? Not euros. Everyone's talking euros these days. We're not in Europe anymore, guys. We deal in pounds sterling over here, right? How many pounds should we pay for this guy? I say 45 million pounds tops. I think we could get the deal done for that sort of money. We are obviously going to be potentially signing another player off of them as well, which would be Jurriën Timber, for somewhere in a similar sort of region. So let's face it, you know, 2 for 1. You're getting good money for both of them. Let's be having it. Let's do a deal on both. You know, it's not like we have to pay super top dollar on these guys. Ajax have to sell for a reasonable price, otherwise they may, well, like Mike Verway says, they don't want to take the same risk as they did with David Neres. 40 million says Nav786. Wackass thinks 55. Batman says 45 million. Binny says 50. Madhouse says 45. Agree. Pogo Gamer reckons 30 million tops. Well, if we could get him for 30 million, that really would be a fantastic bit of business, wouldn't it? You'd pay a tenner, says OHB. Cadster thinks tops 47 mil. Robbie the Pick says reasonable price 40 million smackaroos. Pay them what they want, says Oh Busy the Beast. Right. So to get them in sooner rather than later, we may well have to pay a couple of £1 million more than we want to pay. That's how it works. If you don't want negotiations to drag on all summer long and be a bunch of fannies and not have that actual planning and foresight to get the players in before pre-season, then yeah, you can save a couple of million quid. But we don't want to do that. I agree. We just need to try and tempt them with a good juicy offer and get these guys wrapped up. 50 million quid, says Dizzy Red Devil. 70 million for both, says Madhouse. Nice one. I like your style, I like your thinking. Sven Schrempf says, Pig, your club ain't signing anybody. Well, we definitely are, Sven. We definitely are, because we've obviously lost a lot of players this window on free transfers already, so we've got to replace them. And anyway, we don't value opinions from Chelsea scummers around here, mate, from people who've just bought their success with fucking dirty Russian oil money that's been siphoned through their fucking club, son. So your opinion means naught around here anyway. But thanks for getting in those, Sven. Appreciate that. So, yeah, 40 million, says Jax. 45 million, says Phil. There you go. I mean, you know, the Glazers are shit owners, but I mean, in regards to what Chelsea have done over the last few years, I mean, I can see Only Football's put Chelsea has better owners. I mean, Chelsea has better owners? Really? I mean, it's fucking brought the whole game into disrepute, if you ask me, what Roman Abramovich did as well, in terms of ownership of Chelsea Football Club previously. Obviously, he's not there anymore. But there you go. I don't want to get onto that. They're a shite club. Without that sort of injection of billions that they had and just being able to buy whoever they want, they would still be a fucking perennial cup contender team, not winning anything. So let's be honest. Anyway, forget the Chelsea scummers. We're not talking about those shit houses, guys. This is a Man United news stream here. You know what I mean? This is it. There's people out there, Chelsea scummers, got nothing better to do than to come in to a Manchester United news stream and talk some absolute fucking bottle nonsense. Do you know what I mean? I can't wait to see Chelsea fucking slip down the pecking order in the Premier League. I tell you what, they are overdue a slip down there, my son. United, on the other hand, we need to get back up there. We need to get back up there. It's been a long time. 2013 since we last did anything in the league, guys. It's a fucking nightmare. So yeah, hopefully Ten Hag could be the man to bring that success back and get us toppling those Chelsea scum once again. Right then, folks, give me one moment. I'm just going to get into the next topic here, which is so just back onto Antony. Yes, okay. So he's said to be one of the possible rivals that could come in for Ten Hag this summer. He was pretty instrumental for Erik Ten Hag last season for Ajax, which is a big indicator, in my opinion, of what maybe Ten Hag wants to do, because he's already had that big relationship with him where he's got a lot out of him. And yeah, I mean, just to quote this Alex Crook Talksport, Mel, no disrespect, Talksport, Antony is someone who Erik Ten Hag knows well. There is talk of £40 million bid. Sources at United haven't distanced themselves from rumours of a move. I think that Antony is a target. And then various other sources are suggesting that Antony, it's very likely that he will become a United player. So it's all roads are leading to Manchester United being able to wrap the deal up for Antony. There's not too many obstacles in the way. He's available for a reasonable price. He's got that relationship with Ten Hag, and he's a young prospect who's, from a commercial point of view, pretty good as well. You know, United's board, United's recruitment team always have to look at things from a commercial standpoint as well. They can't just look at it from a football standpoint. Oh, no. They always look at it as well as a commercial standpoint. So what they'll be thinking about is, oh, this guy's 22. This guy's got a good future. This guy's probably going to increase in value and stock, and he's also going to help us maybe in the Brazilian market a little bit more. You know, we sold some Fred shirts over there, but let's sell some Antony shirts also in the future. You know, these are things that these tosspots really care about. So they definitely are thinking about those sorts of things as well. But 22 years of age, he seems to tick all the boxes because of that. It's not a huge amount. Commercially, it's viable. And he's got that relationship with Ten Hag. So come on, Antony, bring him in, my friends. That would be very, very nice. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you want to see Antony as a United player. Smash a 2 if you would like to see somebody else be signed in that position. And tell me who. Ms528, thank you for getting in here, bud. I hope you're good. Yeah, that's it, Nosy Bonk. I mean, look, to be fair, I personally think that, you know, I mean, this is a quiet bit of evening news, really. I mean, I don't really value what opinions are on TalkSport at all, to be honest with you guys. It's an absolute, you know, in my humble opinion, it's just guff. You know what I mean? So a lot of it, obviously, sometimes, you know, you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it's going to stick, right? Of course. But in my opinion, I agree. So, but anyway, you don't need to be a genius to work out that Manchester United are considering buying this guy, whether or not we're really close or not to putting a bid in. Because of what we just mentioned, the Ten Hag's just been working with him and he had a good season. He actually scored 12 goals and I think got 10 assists. Of course, also did really well in the Champions League, contributed in the Champions League. So he's done pretty well, guys. He's done pretty well. He's had a good season under Ten Hag. He's developed as a 22-year-old Brazilian winger. Could be a good signing. Just takes me on to our other wingers that we've got. As I say, we've got Elanga, we've got Rashford, we've got Sancho. We have still got Martial at this football club as well. And we've got Diallo, we've got Pellistri. So we have actually got a lot of winger options in there, guys. So I'm just going to ask you if you could get rid of one of those players from one of those wingers we just mentioned there. Who would you get rid of, folks? Because maybe there's just a bit of overcrowding going on there, it seems. I don't see how we can really allow Diallo to, have opportunities to develop if we're going to sign Antony, and we've got Sancho and Rashi and Anger and all these guys. Like, it seems like slightly one of these players who have underperformed over the seasons is probably going to have to make way, in my opinion, if that is possible to do so anyway, because it's hard to convince teams to buy them. Martial says Joe Snow and Vincent. Diallo and Martial says Naz786. Not many left-footed wingers at United, says Rushmore. That's a good point. Rashford says Robbie the Pick. Rashford says Enor. Hey there, living rent-free in your head. How you doing? Martial says Philip. Martial all day says Disco Dave. Martial says Peter and Pete. Okay, fair play to you guys. I think there's a pretty common theme. It's either Martial or Rashford most of you guys feel are not good enough. Well, just a bit of news on Amad Diallo. So there are some reports coming out this evening as well that Amad Diallo wants a Manchester loan exit again this summer. So just a bit of information coming out that suggests that, obviously he had that loan at Rangers and he's failed to really get any opportunities at Manchester United since he's come in. If we do sign anybody else in that position, then his chances are going to be even more limited. So according to journalist Frederick Fieldfeld, Diallo is pushing for another loan spell elsewhere for the 22-23 season because he wants to boost his development and get consistent game time. And obviously he's probably not going to do that at Manchester United if we are looking at even now with Sancho and Rashi and Elanga and Martial and various players that are available in those positions. Even now, he might not get that much game opportunities, though, especially if we sign another wide player. So, but apparently he is being linked with another possible loan move away this summer. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to do. I mean, he's had 9 appearances for Man United's senior team since he came into England, and he scored 1 goal, registered 1 assist, and only made 2 starts in the Premier League. And he only made 1 appearance for the club this season as well, I think, before moving to Ibrox, obviously on loan. It's not great, guys. It's not a great development season, I don't think, for Amad Diallo. Maybe going elsewhere and actually getting some proper game time would help him. I mean, he's only 19, so he's still a very, very young lad. I think we've paid a lot of money for this guy, though, and I'd expect Manchester United to have probably spent that money because they really feel like he can be somebody that can have a role in the squad at a younger age. Are we going to loan out players at 19, 20 when we've just paid 40 mil for him? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Unless we've just bought this guy and it's an absolute shit recruit. And it turns out that it's not really, they've gone, oh, you know what? Actually, we've just fucking flushed 40 mil down the shitter again. So hopefully not, guys. He seems like he could be a good young player, right? He's came here with a lot of expectation for a young kid. We haven't given him many chances recently. He's not had any pressure put on him just yet. Let me just ask the live chat, guys. Would you like to keep Diallo this season, keep him stuck around the club, developing, helping out as a backup, rotating maybe? Or would you like to loan him out and see him develop and get some actual opportunities in game time elsewhere? Let us know what you guys are thinking. Personally, I think it really does depend. If we sign Antony, then I would say, yeah, loan him out because it just doesn't really make sense when we're going to have too many players there. Loan, says Nathan Phelps. No, says Nas. Yeah, that's it. Rushy says, if we get Antony, Ahmad and Pellistri is gone, in my opinion. Wackass says loan. Young Julian Alvarez, says Liam. Playlist, exactly, yeah. Loan him to championships, 91 advanced, maybe a bit more robust. I see what you're saying. See, similar sort of thing with what we did with Jimmy Garner. Okay, so, it's possible that Diallo goes out on loan, folks. It doesn't really matter too much either way, especially if we're bringing in Antony. Antony will probably come in and make that right wing spot his own. I could see Sancho over on the other side, maybe cutting in, scoring goals, hopefully. And then you've got Rashford maybe backing him up, deputise him over on that left-hand side as well. Doesn't deserve to be starting ahead of Sancho at the moment, in my opinion. Like, Sancho's also a right winger, though. For Dortmund, he was fundamentally a right winger. But he can play on the left side, and he has played on the left side for us. So, if you're going to sign both of them, you probably do something like that. and then you have Ronaldo up top, obviously. Then you need some deputies. So, yeah, these guys can come in there. Just as well, because of this whole Antony link and the fact we do need a forward, we obviously need midfielders, we obviously need defenders. We've got a shit show of a team and a defence and a midfield, right? So we definitely need to sign some players. But just in regards to these wide players and stuff, I mean, there's a report that's come out this evening as well from Samuel Luckhurst from the MEN that says that Ten Hag is a massive admirer of Anthony Martial and Amad Diallo. Okay, so interesting. I mean, I don't know if he's got a direct line to Ten Hag's brain, like in being John Malkovich or something, but maybe there's a bit of information that's been picked up there. But it does seem like Anthony Martial maybe is a consideration for Ten Hag. If he is actually an admirer of him and thinks maybe he could revitalise him, maybe we'll give him some chances. I personally just don't really think that Martial's going to ever really properly do it for Man United to the standard that we deserve and that he should be doing at United. He's a bit of a sulker. He's also does seem to be quite inconsistent with his performances. We know he's got all the abilities and the skills and the tricks and the vision and the ability to score. He's actually got what you need, but he just doesn't seem to produce it very often. It's a Paul Pogba situation all over again, where it's just not coming together out there for him on an often enough basis. So it's a shame, but maybe Ten Hag will give him a good period of chances. And plus also, like we were talking about earlier on, you have the situation where Man United were potentially going to go for Darwin Núñez. We still might go for somebody like Christopher Nkunku, I suppose it's possible, or even another backup option forward player. But let's just say we don't get anybody because we've missed out on Darwin. We have to focus now on the midfield, focus on the defence, get those two sort of areas in the team sorted out. And so therefore, we don't actually end up signing a forward player. We don't sign a striker, so to speak, a proper striker. In that case, you would probably be quite happy to see Martial stay at the club for the season, if that's the case, because Ronaldo is going to need backing up. He's going to need somebody to come in and take over sometimes when his hip flexor injury is fucking flaring up, and when he's tired, or he's 37, he's still the GOAT. He's still going to get you 20+ goals a season in the Prem if he's fit and he's actually fed out there on the pitch. But also, you're going to need somebody to come in and help out with goals. Martial's not a convincing number 9 for me. We've seen what Martial's done. I think his record at number 9 for United was something in the region of about 1-2. That's not good enough, is it, guys? I mean, it's not terrible. And maybe he could do a good job just as a backup sort of forward player. You've also got Rashford who can play at number 9 there. So you've got these sort of guys that could come in and do a backup job, but none of them are perfect, folks. Guys, we've got 168 legends in it. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. Take a second and drop a thumbs up. It's free. That's all we ask. Take a moment to like the stream and also boost us up there on the YouTube algorithm and help us compete with the clickbait merchants and corporation channels. Smash that like. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Get in the chat. I'm going to get into the comments in a minute just to discuss this whole Martial winger Antony situation. Then we'll cover the rest of the news. Then we'll have a big Q&A at the end as well. But show your support by dropping a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe if you're new. We're only about 50 subscribers away from 58,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, please do us a favor and hit the sub up. Okay, so Tony Martial, Rashford, these guys can back up Cristiano Ronaldo at the top of the pitch. That's fine, but it's not ideal. I get it. But for one season, maybe we could manage with that. Maybe we could manage with Martial and Rashford up the top of the pitch there, backing up Ronaldo. It doesn't sound ideal to me, guys. I get that, and it would be nice for us to go and get somebody else. But as long as we made every other position in the team pretty much bulletproof, or not bulletproof, but we've improved it significantly. We signed Jong, we signed Neves, we signed, I don't know, Timber and Antony. I think we would be all pretty well set and a much better team going forward, even without signing another proper forward player. And then you've also got youngsters like McNeil or whoever who you could bring through, who you could develop as well on the side as a backup as well. The Hoop Man says, hello, Pigmate. How you doing, the Hoop Man? I hope you're good tonight, mate. What an absolute top don. Thank you for getting in, mate. So yeah, that's the situation there with the winger, guys. Antony is a prospect for Man United. We're going to potentially be going in for a bid with him soon. There's not too much that would stand in the way if United are prepared to spend a little bit of money on the guy. Ajax, almost with like every other player, they're sort of resigned to the fact that at some point they're going to lose them. They just want to get a decent amount of money for these players. There's always going to be players leaving Ajax because they can't keep their top talents because the ceiling there is just not very high compared to other leagues. Also, just on regards to Martial, we're talking about Martial. Martial's been back in the gym, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Tony Martial. Let's go. Come on. Come on, get suns out, guns out. Suns out, guns out, mate. Tony Martial. No, so this is earlier on today, and just good to see him. He's been injured, hasn't he? He's been injured, so this is it. This is him posting, saying he's back in the gym, he's back working, because he's been injured and he's on the road to rehabilitation. I just wonder, guys, if Ten Hag is an admirer of Martial, if Martial is given chances and opportunities at United this season, I just wonder if he can be brought back. I just wonder if he can be saved. Can he be brought back and become a true United player again one day, maybe? We've all had so much hope and expectation for Tony over the years. He's come in, 50 million down the drain and all the rest of it. He's come in and he started so well. We felt like we had a real serious prospect and a player on our hands, and it just never really got out of third gear, guys, for him. Maybe can Ten Hag be the guy to just get him in there and just set him free and unleash him and get this guy playing really, really good stuff and being an actual squad proper player for us? I wonder. Michael said he's lazy. Batman said he's lazy. It's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem. Ten Hag expects, serious work rate from a lot of his players. If Ten Hag's gonna get all these guys into shape and try and get them to play a lot more of a pressing sort of game, also more of a committed sort of game, more effort levels out there. That's something we have to do. Martial is going to have to up his levels. People like Rashford are going to have to massively up their levels. I think Ten Hag's going to demand that, though. That's it. Ten Hag will demand it of these players. And if they're not showing it in training, if they're not showing it in the games, then they won't. I don't think they will be starting in the next game. Whereas previously, we've seen maybe managers just choose people based on favoritism or based on the name or the reputation or the wages. But I think Ten Hag's the sort of manager that will try and get all these guys into shape, and those who are sort of lagging behind and those who are not prepared to put in the effort will not play. But look, if Martial really wants to play and he really wants to prove himself as a good player, there's not going to be a queue of people around the corner for Tony Martial's signature because he's on huge amounts of money and he's also an inconsistent sulk. That's how it goes. So nobody's really going to be going in for him. So Man United kind of have to work with him if that's the case then. And with the situation as it is, it'll actually come in quite handy. Let's just ask the live chat actually then. Yes or no? Can Tony Martial have a positive season at Manchester United this year? Can he have a positive season? That's all I'm asking. Do well, score some goals, help out, do well under Ten Hag, maybe get back on track, develop a bit. That's all I mean by a positive season. What do you think? Yes or no? No, says man. No, says Outlaw Torn. Hopefully, says Antony. Hopefully, says Henry. Yes, says Naz. No, says Diddy Hill. Swap him, says the special one. Palmarius says, I don't know, man. I've always liked him, but he doesn't seem interested in taking his career to the next level. Well said. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. He's just not really progressed over the last couple of seasons. Yes, says Diego. No, says Kingslayer. It's up to him, says Dizzy Red Devil. Great comment, because he has got all the qualities and abilities in the world that you want from a creative winger or even a goal scorer. He's got the trickery, he's got the flair, he's got the finishing, he's got the technique. Maybe what he doesn't have is the determination or the character that what we're looking for at Manchester United. Antony says yes, get rid of him, says Damiel. Yes, says Kieran. No, says Lambretta Diaz. No, says the Hoop Man. On the fence, says Efterman. Okay, fair enough. Well, I think with what's going on, unless we do hear of Man United going to sign in somebody like a Sebastian Haller as a backup, or or some sort of forward player, Christopher Nkunku or somebody like this, unless we do that, Martial stays and he probably plays quite a fair bit. That's my humble opinion. We've got a few players that can play at striker. Rashi, I guess Sancho could be playing up there as well. You never know. We've got a lot of wingers. Antony out on the wide right, Rashford on the left, Sancho down the middle. Who knows? Or any sort of combination of the three. Who knows? There's versatility there, even if we don't sign any forward players. So it's just important for us to get a bit of a backup plan in place there, really, in case we can't sign a forward or we don't sign a forward. We know Man United's recruitment team is probably not thinking about really spending huge money on a forward right now, because they're going to have to spend huge money elsewhere. You can see in the thumbnail, guys, let's just talk about this for a second. So in the thumbnail, there's 4 players stood behind Ten Hag, right? We've put on there, which is Timber, which is hopefully going to be a defensive signing for us from Ajax, which does seem like that's got a lot of legs. Again, because of the Ten Hag link, the youth prospect, the commercial prospect of the deal, it's all positive. So Timber, And then there's also Antony, who seems like a very reasonable prospect for Man United to go and sign. We know we're working on Jong. We know we've had an offer knocked back, and there's negotiations that will be taking place there. And hopefully we can get that deal pushed through pretty soon. Hopefully, you know what United are like, though. It could easily fall down on some bullshit technicality. And then also you've got Ruben Neves, which is on the thumbnail as well, which is a little bit of a, what's that, like a bit of a dark horse signing, really. That's probably the least likely at this stage out of them, just simply because, well, we're working on De Jong. Is the plan to get De Jong and to get another midfielder? It should be, because our midfield's absolutely fucking muck Fred shite. It should be to go and get another midfielder as well, definitely. But we've got Donny there, who's coming back, who could potentially be like a new signing for Ten Hag, that whole Ajax vibe. If we did get De Jong, it might be a bit of a De Jong-Donny show. And then you've also got McFred, who can come in and play from time to time. You've got Garner as a youngster who might come in. So I could see United slacking in that area and not going to get Ruben Neves, to be fair. But all I'm saying is my window for Ten Hag, if I was Ten Hag, and you're allowed to sign 4 players, reasonable prospects, I would probably go out there and get Timber. I would go out there and get De Jong. I would get Antony, and I would also get Ruben Neves, because Ruben Neves and De Jong as a midfield 2 would control the shit out of the possession of the game. And they're both sort of great passers, great, they're robust enough. Neither of them are out-and-out defensive midfielders, physical midfielders like that, but they're robust enough. They get stuck in. They also are going to dictate play really well for Manchester United and control the game, which is something that Ten Hag's going to want to do with his side. And if we're playing a bit more advanced, we're playing a bit more, of an attacking style, you're going to need players who are good with the ball when they've got it. You can't be erratic and give it away like McFred. You need players who can control the game. So for that reason, I think that the 2 midfielders, this is the biggest priority for United, followed by the defender, and then you might end up with Antony.
Get in there, my son.
Nice one. Hey, we got 200 legends. Thank you, Mr. Paravar, Mr. Pawan Paravar, for subscribing to the channel, broski. I really appreciate that. What a legend. Please do what Pawan Paravar's just done. If you're new to the show, hit that subscribe button. We're on here every day giving you the United news in the afternoon and the evening. So thank you very much for subscribing there, Pawan. Eddie's Football Waffle, what's going on, bro? Yes, lad. He says, defo agree with Timber and De Jong coming in. Alvarez from Ajax is also nifty. And good holding mid, yeah, if that's an Argentinian guy, right? Yeah, fair play, Eddie's Football Waffle, my son. Yeah, he's also reasonably linked to Manchester United as well. It's funny, isn't it? Almost all of Ajax's team is linked to us. We could actually do a lot worse, though, than going to sign a good bunch of those players. It's just whether or not Ajax would let us take them all. Maybe if we did some sort of swap deal with some of them, like, we have got a few players, and not even old, useless players either, but players that would do well at Ajax, that are sort of surplus right now, haven't we? Maybe they would take 1 or 2. Cheeky Tellers in the Eredivisie. You know what I'm saying, guys? Cheeky little bit of Ahmad Diallo on loan for a season. Nice one. Yeah, go and develop him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, there's a couple of sweeteners out there we could throw in. Right, but anyway, Tony Martial is training. He's working in the gym, guys. We're looking at getting these positions sorted out, of course, soon. The wide area is a problem area for us. It shouldn't be, because we spent 73 mil on Sancho, and we've also got Rashford, who at this stage should be a baller, but because of the season he's had, he's gone back to looking like he might as well be a paper boy at the fucking corner shop, because he's a schoolboy out there, it seems. And we need to get him back on track. And then also you've got Martial. Same can be said for him. He's a big question mark whether or not he can be a success. But I do think that Ten Hag, if he likes him, if he gives him a chance, if he needs to keep him because of the fact we've only got Ronaldo up there as well, then I think maybe, just maybe, you might see Martial contribute a decent amount this season. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's going to have a worldie, but I think he could have a positive season by his recent standards. If he's given chances there because of the fact we don't have many forward players up the top who can play at number 9. So, yeah, he could back up Ronaldo. Obviously, Ronaldo's going to be the one, guys. It's about keeping Ronaldo fit. We can't go and sign Lewandowski. We can't go and sign a proven 30-goal-a-season goal scorer right now. And we can't even go and sign a B-rate goal scorer, even like Darwin Núñez. And that's what he is. People said, 100 million, but really he's not in the same category as an Mbappe or a Haaland or those guys. He's just made his name for it this season playing for Benfica. Big whoop. You know what I mean, guys? So I'm just trying to downplay the deal now because he's gone to the Scousers. But you know what I mean, though? Like, he is B-rate. He's not A-rate, right? But Ronaldo Ronaldo's still one of the go-to scorers in the game. He proved that with his season in the Premier League with that gash team behind him. Still capable of getting 18 league goals. I think that's incredible considering he came with a few games gone in the season and also the team behind him was pathetic. So I would suggest that Ronaldo could score God, with an actual functioning team behind him, 25 goals in the Premier League, no problem. Thing is, he's going to have to not play all the games. He loves a hat-trick, though, does Ronaldo. And if he's taking our penalties and things, you know, he will get plenty of goals. So let's have a little think about it. How many goals does Cristiano Ronaldo score in Ten Hag's season at Manchester United then? First season at United. How many does he score? I think he gets at least more than last season. But I think potentially heading on for 25. I'm an optimist. 23 says Outlaw Torn. Nice one. He's got us about staying fit as well, isn't it? 25 says Callum Carron. 23 says Kingslayer. 30 says Brave. 27 says F the Man. 37 says Robbie. 27 says Batman. 25 says Nas. Okay, fair play, fair play. Yeah, well, that makes a bit of sense. 20 says Matome. 30 says Vinny B. Nice one. Okay, so a lot of you thinking that he will have a successful season as well. 20 plus says down, 30 says Abdi Backs, 25 says Eddie's Football Waffle, 20 says Pete and Pawan. Peter says 32. 30 goals this season for sure, says Tyrone. 25 to 30 says Lembret does. Crikey, I'm loving this, guys. I'm loving this. Listen, I'm slightly less optimistic than that, actually. I'll tell you why. He's 37, going to be 38 this season. He is still a freak of nature, though. You can't really class him as a 37-year-old man because his physicality, his physique is not of a 37-year-old man. He is a younger specimen than 37. However, he's still an older player and he will have issues. We've even seen under Ragnick that he's had to miss quite a few games from a repetitive hip flexor injury, whatever it is. So things like this need to be managed. He won't be fit for every game. There's 38 games in the Premier League season and he will not be fit for all of them, guys. If he was, then yeah, he would easily bang 25 plus goals, but I really don't see how he's going to manage to stay fit for all those games. I think he'll probably play about 30 games, 28 games, and knowing what a GOAT Ronaldo is, he probably will manage to bag almost a goal every single game for that, but 25 is, who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell. Alex says, I would say between 20 and 30 goals. Alex, I hope you're good, mate, and yes, good range there. I think that's the range. He'll do better than this year as long as the team's playing better behind him. We've got a better setup, better tactics, better team, better instruction, better manager. You know, it's all should be better for Cristiano Ronaldo at the top of the pitch there. And hopefully Sanchez flourishing, providing goals. If we do bring in a player like Antony, same goes for him. And we still got Martial, Rashford and people like this, Elanga, who will hopefully flourish this season and get better and become players again because they were, well, apart from Elanga, they were all kind of an embarrassment over the last 12 months. So those guys need to step up. But as long as Ronaldo is fed, he will score a huge amount of goals for Man United. It's just the way, it's just what he does. It's just what he does. Right, okay, folks. So there's a few little bits and bobs I wanted to get into as well. Just very quickly. So we've discussed Antony, we've discussed the winger situation, we've discussed all of our realistic prospects. There's a few other players that are linked to United as well. People like Ericsson, people like Sangare. But the people on the thumbnail, in my opinion, are the guys that I would like to see come in. Ruben Neves isn't hugely strongly linked with Man United at the moment, but there are bits of reports coming out always with fresh links. But you know, he's linked to a lot of different clubs as well. Arsenal are sniffing around him, of course, and even Barcelona, if they're to lose out on De Jong, some reports that they may be interested in swooping for Neves with a cheeky little deal, including one or two players going in the opposite direction to help rebalance their economic situation a little bit, but still have a good midfield playmaker. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens there. But Ruben Neves is the least likely of all these four players that are linked to Manchester United on the thumbnail there to be joining us. I think Timber is quite realistic because of his relationships with Ten Hag. Same goes for Antony and the fact that they're both young, good prospects. And De Jong is seemingly available because Barcelona are pushing him out the door due to their economic meltdown. So that means that he's available. That means he can come to United if he's being pushed out the door. I don't think it's his first choice because we don't have Champions League football. But because Ten Hag's here, there's that caveat there that we've got a good manager, good coach that he knows and likes. And so therefore he'd be happy to come and play. And I don't think we'd be getting a De Jong that is not committed. It's a different scenario. He's being pushed out against his will there, really. It's not an ideal scenario, but I still think he'll be hungry and want to prove himself as a great player and play. He's mid-20s, still got a heck of a lot to prove in his career, doesn't he? So I think he's the right sort of guy for us to get. Also, just a couple of other links and stuff then that I'll talk about quickly. Oh, actually, let me talk about this, guys. What the fuck's this all about? You what? You what, Garnacho? What's this all about, guys? Huh? Huh? What's this all about, my friends? Huh? I don't like this. What's this? What's this, guys, on Instagram? What's this on the Instagram story here, folks? What's this shit? What's that? What's that shit, guys? What's that fucking shite? You know what I mean? I don't like this, guys. What is this? What is this shit? What is this? This is Garnacho posted on social media on his Instagram stories. He's with Mo Salah. He's put a love heart at Mo Salah. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand, guys. What's going on in 2022 when Man United players are posting love hearts on Instagram to fucking people in the scummer side who are fucking winning things and, are our rivals? I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. You know what? Alejandro Garnacho out. I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. But he's young. He's young, and he's young, and he's young. You know what I mean? He's 17, I think, Alejandro Garnacho, isn't he? So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But this is the sort of shithousery I don't want to see, guys. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see Garnacho posting a picture of him with a Liverpool player, tagging him in it with a love heart in his Instagram stories. I'm sorry, but this has sickened me to my very core, folks. What is he on? What is he on about, this man? Anyway, guys, get your opinions in. Get your thoughts and opinions in about this one. Let's see what you're all saying real quick about this. Sanity United says, yeah, Agent Garnacho. Just call my name, Alejandro. Agent Garnacho's doing the business. Salah coming to United, is he? Oh, I don't like it. Ashley Bailey, I'm with you. He says, it's a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at Alejandro Garnacho. Could you imagine Roy Keane posting an Instagram post on there, with a picture with him alongside, I don't know, fucking Sammy Hippier saying fucking love heart? No, you bloody wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't see that, would you, guys? You know why? Because it's a fucking disgrace. So he's got some stuff to learn in regards to Manchester United and some stuff to learn in regards to being a United player, definitely. Dutch Christ says, put the kid Garnacho on the naughty step. I know, it's frustrating, isn't it? Clay Fernandez says, bro, they're a player if they're rivals, that's on the pitch, not outside the pitch. Totally disagree, Clay. There's some things you don't do, mate. You don't, this is tantamount to him. I don't know. He's dating someone and he's only gone and put a picture of him and his fucking, one of his love interests on there on his Instagram stories, with his fucking workmate Susan, who's a bit of a tasty sort. Do you know what I mean? How do you think that's going to make his girlfriend feel when he sees Big Tit Susan in his Instagram stories? That's what this is like, mate, and it's a disgrace. Don't defend him. He's young and he's stupid. He's made a mistake. You don't, as a United player, post pictures of fucking Liverpool scummers with a love heart tagging him in it. No, you don't. There's no justification this for whatsoever. Maybe he's donating Salah. He should remove this as Batman Night fan. He's had a bit of backlash about it. Yeah, apparently. No, I don't like it. I mean, it's not a big deal. This isn't a witch hunt. I'm not going to get on a kid's back here who's 17 and says, he's been a good player for us and he's probably going to have a bright future. I don't want to get on his back because he's posted an Instagram message with loving Mo Salah, but it is very disgusting, guys. You know what I mean? You can't get away from the fact that it's just wrong. Okay. Clock telling Salah, if you don't improve, you'll end up at United, says Philip Chapman. Oh, mate. So anyway, we're not going to dwell on it too much, but it is frustrating, guys, when you see Man United players showing love on Instagram to Liverpool scummers. Where's that bit of rivalry? I miss the days of, the fury. I miss the days of those battles where it was full-blooded and committed and there was hatred. I miss that, guys. I really do. This is too nice. It's too nicey nice. Anyway, Rush Marno says we got 111 likes. Thank you so much, everybody, for hitting the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get 150 likes on this evening stream. Do twat the like on it if you haven't done so, and subscribe, and get involved in the chat and have your say. It made you sick a little bit in your mouth, did it? Chew back. I'm not surprised. Man crush, says Robbie. Okay, look, Salah's a great player. If you're a young lad, you can do worse than looking up to a player like Salah, and he carries himself well. He's not exactly a horrible person, it seems, right? He seems like he's a pretty nice guy, Mo Salah. To me, I don't know him from the outside looking in. As a Scouser, he seems like a reasonable fellow, okay? So I'm not bummed about that. It's just sheerly the Man United versus Liverpool rivalry. You don't cross that line. You don't cross that line, guys. Right, let's get into the rest of the news then, folks. Then we'll get into the live chat for a Q&A as well. Arsenal has reported to have registered an interest in Marco Asensio, a player that has been linked to Manchester United, of course. He's got about entering the final 12 months of the deal, could be available for pretty much nothing, as Real Madrid are looking to sort of balance the books at the moment a little bit. I don't particularly want him. He did score 12 goals and set up 2 more in 42 matches across all competitions under Real Madrid this last season under Ancelotti. But yeah, it seems like Manchester United have cooled their interest in him. I mean, there were reports that Man United have been in talks with Jorge Mendes over Marco Asensio, 26-year-old. But it seems like Manchester United have sort of cooled the... we have a report from Manchester Evening News this evening that suggests that United end their transfer interest in Asensio. United will not follow up tentative reports linking them with a move for Marco Asensio. Reports suggested that he could be available, and they were asking for 40 million, which is way too excessive. And there's a few Premier League clubs, namely Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, all monitoring the situation as he's only got a short period of time left on his contract. Well, it's a hard pass from me, guys. It's a hard pass from me. Let him go to Arsenal Holdings. That's why I mean, he is a good player. You don't, like I was saying, you don't have 3 Champions League trophies. You don't play consistently 30 or 40 appearances every single season for the last few seasons for Real Madrid if you're not a really, really good player or a good player. But again, it's just not the right fit. I'd rather have Antony, who's maybe a bit younger, a bit hungrier as well, and just is more of a Ten Hag type player. He's got that relationship already with him. I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible signing, I suppose, but it's a hard pass from me. But there are links there with him and Arsenal coming throughout tonight, guys. And then also the fact that Man United have called their interest in Asensio being reported by the MEN. Nice one. Also, we have a report here as well on Twitter that suggests that Man United are planning to make a €50 million offer for Brazilian star Antony. And as we had a little bit of we heard what Mike Verwey said in May when he was asked about it, who's a journalist very close to Ajax, who's very trusted and gets a lot of exclusives with Ajax players, etc. He said, I think Ajax will accept the money for Antony this summer and not take the same risk as they did with David Neres. A transfer fee starting at €60 million is realistic. So somewhere in the region of 50 million to 60 million euros, Antony should be available, guys, which is nice, which is not a huge amount of money really for Man United to be able to pay for a good 22-year-old Brazilian winger prospect who should be the Mutt's nuts. So that's the hope. Just a little bit of a De Jong update. Not really an update, but Sky Sports have just basically suggested that Man United could walk away from a move for Barcelona midfielder Frankie De Jong. We saved the speculative bullshit stories to the end of the stream, obviously, here as well. But it does seem like Man United put a bid in for 60 million euros plus 10 up front. And if Barcelona are holding out for close to 100 million euros, or basically what they paid back, what they paid for him back, then Man United may well walk away on the deal and move on. Reports suggest that Ten Hag wants to get that sorted out in the next week or so, because if we can't get De Jong in, we do have to look at moving on to our next targets. Excuse me. So De Jong, similar. Nothing's changed with De Jong. Not much to say on De Jong. De Jong's De Jong. It's the same situation. The Express have come out with an article this evening at 10 to 10, which said that Man United boss Erik ten Hag would like to buy Denzel Dumfries with Inter ready to sell. So this is another speculative BS story, probably. But it says United would like to re-sign Denzel Dumfries from Erik ten Hag, and the Dutch manager's arrival at Old Trafford could hold the key to a transfer, according to the reports. So it's probably BS. I mean, he's 26 years of age, of course. He spent a few years at PSV before moving on to Inter. And he's supposed to be admired by Ten Hag. But, you know, he is a good player. He's a good option. He wouldn't be available for a huge amount of money. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends, doesn't it? Are we going to sign all of these players? Are we going to sign Timber as well? Are we going to sign Dumfries? I mean, there's so many players linked, it's hard to understand which ones are the main ones. We know that the most realistic are Antony, Timber, De Jong. That's what we know at this moment in time. We know that the board, the recruitment team and the club have been discussing these things internally as well. But Dumfries, there's reports that say we're interested in bringing him in, but I haven't heard anything about it being discussed at United or having much strong interest there from Ten Hag. But, Could be wrong. You never know. Sometimes it does not take long for transfers to materialise once there's an actual bid that's been put in. You can see that by Liverpool and how they've wrapped up that Darwin Núñez deal. It's only a few days ago they tabled an offer, and now he's flying in. He's already flown in. He's going in to have a medical tomorrow, I think. So, you can't get these deals wrapped up reasonably quick if you want to go and get them. So he's another player that's linked anyway, folks. Yes or no to Dumfries? What do you think on him? Yes or no to Dumfries? Okay, folks, right, so I think that's pretty much the latest. Oh, yeah, Chelsea, okay, right. So, in regards to Christopher and Nkunku, give us a second, actually. Let me have a look at this. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, we've got a tweet from Fabrizio Romano this evening as well. Thank you very much there. Thank you very, very much there for the update. We got a little, this came out a while ago. Crikey, I missed this. Thank you very much, Roshmano, for sending this over. Top man. Right, this one, what's this say? Let me just show you on the screen, folks. So, as you can see here, we have Fabrizio Romano with a cheeky little update this evening, which is in regards to Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong answers on his conversation with Robert Lewandowski. He's an amazing player, one of the best in the world. It's up to him on his future to Barca. Of course, I would like to have Lewandowski in my team, he added. Interesting. Okay, well, those don't necessarily sound like the words of a player who's really strongly thinking about leaving the club, do they? In all fairness, Frankie de Jong in his conversation with Robert Lewandowski, he's an amazing player, one of the best in the world. It's up to him on his future to Barca. Of course, I would like to have Lewandowski in my team. It doesn't really mean anything, guys. It doesn't really mean anything. He's just being nice to Robert Lewandowski there. Of course, he'd like to have him in his team. So would I. So would I. I'd love to have him at Manchester United. He's a great goal scorer, so you can't really say anything. That doesn't really mean that much. I mean, he is still a Barcelona player right now, de Jong. It's on United to convince Barcelona to sell him to us. Okay, also, we got a quote here from Gareth Southgate, a.k.a. fucking absolute paper bag Pizza Hut head, who said, Gareth Southgate on Rashford and Sancho, he said they've got a lot to do to get back into the squad. We've only got one, which is Man United player, Maguire, with us. How is Sancho not in the England setup, guys, but Maguire is? I'm just putting it out there. Listen, I know, obviously, we're obviously a bit light in those centre-back areas. That's the reason, and we've got depth in the other areas. That is the reason, but based on form, Maguire shouldn't be in the England team. Whereas Sancho, I think, maybe did progress quite well towards the second half of the season. So I think Gareth Southgate's just the shithouse, to be honest with you guys. Hashtag Southgate out. Also, Rob Blanchett has given us an update this evening as well. We have a report. Have a look at this, guys. Interesting. What's this all about? So Rob Blanchett says that Manchester United will take advantage of João Paulina's expected arrival at Wolves to trigger their offer for Ruben Neves. United have scouted Paulina but won't compete for the player's signature if Wolves agree a price for their Portuguese midfielder. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, look, it's who knows? I mean, I think we should definitely be interested in Ruben Neves. That's a no-brainer for me. If we could get De Jong and Neves, that's a great midfield to take us forward for many years. De Jong is 25. He's Dutch international. He's a playmaker. He's a cog in that midfield. And Ruben Neves is proven in the Premier League over the last few seasons just how robust he is, and also how good at controlling games and his passing and creation is and everything. So those two players together would suit Ten Hag down to the ground to control and dominate playing games. That's what we need to do, guys. Get some actual technical ballers on in the midfield again. People like Michael Carrick, people like Paul Scholes. This is what I like about, yeah, it's okay, you know, you do need a destroyer every now and then, of course. But I do like the idea of actually having footballers, people who can play with the ball. People are not just like McFred and Scotty passing a hot potato around on a beach. That's what it feels like for them. They're stuck in the sand. And they're also, you know, like they've just got heavy feet, those guys. They just seem to give the ball away a lot with their passes. They're not as accurate. They're not as pinpoint. They're not as comfortable on the ball as the likes of De Jong or Neves. So if we had those guys, it would be such a really good controlled midfield, I think. So interesting stuff there. So just De Jong in regards to, De Jong in regards to comments about Robert Lewandowski. Quite interesting stuff. Thank you very much there, bro, for the updates there, my friend. I mean, I don't know if Fabrizio is as well as maybe suggesting. I very much doubt by that. Let's have a look. I mean, just to read that again. Frankie de Jong, he's an amazing player, one of the best in the world. It's up to him on his future. I mean, he's added the Barca in there, you know. So it's, you know, when you've got those brackets in there, that means that he didn't say it, but it's implied. But is it implied that it's Barca? Fucking, just forget it. We're not signing Lewandowski. Okay. Right, guys, we're only 12 likes away from 150 likes. It's Q&A time. We're going to get into the live chat for a few minutes. So everyone, do us the honor, do us a big honor of smashing that like button. Get us to 150. Hit the subscribe up. Get in the chat. Have your say. Now's the time for comments. Do please let us know your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed. But there's the latest sort of updates on, you know, Jong, Timber, Antony, all the rest of it, guys, and for the day. We'll be bringing you all the rest of it tomorrow in the afternoon and the evening. Also, make sure you subscribe, make sure you click that bell, and also get yourself in the chat now. Nice one, Rash Up Felicia. What's going on, mate? Welcome back in the stream. Thank you for watching all these streams, mate. Angus Gallagher says Frankie will want Champions League football, I reckon. Possibly, but the thing is, if that was really the case, though, he's been asked so many times, including just as recently as last night, about the possibility of him going to Manchester United, right? He said, the reporter asked him, what's the truth in these rumours that you could leave Catalonia to go to Manchester, right? And he said, you know, I can't say anything. And he laughed. So, you know, what's that about? If he really didn't want to go play for Manchester United, if it was definitive, if he doesn't want Champions League football, we just say, what? What, United? I don't like playing in the Europa League. No, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want to define your position and make it clear that you're not interested in going to United, then you just say to a journalist, I'm not going to play for those shithouses. You know what I mean? It's easy. So, but he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He just kept his cards close to his chest. And he said that he also went on to say that, you know, he knows this is a few days ago as well, that he knows the economic situation above. And look, you know, it's basically up to the club. He's a Barcelona player. His dream is to play for Barca, but it's up to the club. So, you know, and also, yeah, maybe De Jong believes in Eric Ten Hag, like Kingslayer says, and J King says, the Ten Hag effect. Maybe also he's able to actually convince him to come to United, even though we don't have Champions League football, because he does have that relationship with him. That's a special X factor. Jonathan Denton, how are you doing, buddy? Says, I don't see Greenwood ever playing again for United. We should sell him, says Jonathan Denton. Okay, fair enough. Where are we going to sell him to, mate? Prison FC? I don't know who's going to buy him, though, mate. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Okay, fair enough. Maybe just contract termination if it's proved, of course, that he's guilty, etc., of whatever crimes have been alleged. But you know what I mean? Like, anyway, it's we're basically assuming that Greenwood's never going to play for us again. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't know about you. I'm assuming that, well, Greenwood as a footballer for Man United, I know he's still on the books, but I'm just assuming that Greenwood as a footballer is probably not really going to play for Manchester United again, and we need to find other players. That's just where we're at with Greenwood now. It's sad, but it's kind of true. It's unlikely that he'll play for us again. You never know, but it's unlikely. Mount says, this week is the week we'll sign someone. I think we got to get one player over the line pretty soon, mate, in the next week, yeah. Fergie, son, what's going on, mate? Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Stuart Orlison says, Pig, who do you see managing PSG now? Interesting, Stuart Orlison. So, well, I don't know. Would Zidane manage PSG, do you think, guys? Would Zidane manage them? I mean, he has been linked with PSG previously. He is French. He would have a team of Galacticos there. I don't know if he'd be interested in the job. There were some talks of him maybe being in the job for being a candidate for Man United at one point, but I don't think he had much interest in it. So who knows? I mean, I don't really know, actually. I don't really know. I would suggest that he would be in the running. But there you go. Ryan McGinley, what's going on, bro? He says, I'm really concerned at the piss poor current state of ins and outs. We need to generate cash, and we're taking ages as per usual. This isn't looking good to me. Fair play, Ryan. Well, we do need to generate a bit of cash to sign more players. But you know what? We should just have a big transfer kitty this summer of 150 mil, because that's what a club like Manchester United should do when you finish that far behind off first and have that bad of a squad and have 6 players going out. So I don't think we actually need to send anybody in order to buy a shitload of players this summer. We should just spend the money. We're already saving 30 million a year just not paying these players wages who've gone out on a free. So we can justify getting a good few signings in on big money a week if we need to. We can. So I think we should be spending regardless. But I agree, though, it would help us if we could just get a couple of these other players out the door so we can strengthen other areas of the team too. Why is Lindelof still in the squad, says Vigor Roth 66. Yeah, he's a bang average defender. I'm with you, mate. Look at the defence in general, mate. Slabby Maguire's a human fridge of a man. Terrible captain, worst in United's history. Awful player. You've also got Phil No Bones Jones. He's a meme. Eric Bailly's an injury-prone, erratic player who very rarely plays anyway, and he's just taken up a place in the squad. Victor Lindelof, I think I saw that guy serving me at IKEA the other day. He's not a footballer, mate, to the standard of United in terms of the centre-back position. You know what? He is a good passer. He is a good defender, but his one-on-one defending is not good enough, and his aerial defending is not good enough for Man United to be a top centre-back. So I agree. I couldn't agree more. And then also there's even other players at the club there that are just that are a concern. Varane. I love Varane. I think Varane's a great player, but he's always injured in and out the team. You can't rely on Varane, sadly. Thank you, Yusuf Al-Mubarak, for subscribing to the channel, mate. Nice one. Yeah. Solidify the midfield first. Everything else will follow, says Ashley Bailey. Well said. I'm with you on that one. Get 2 midfielders in, quality players, senior players, experienced players, one with proper Premier League experience, i.e. Ruben Neves or Tielemans or someone, and one with proper pedigree as well, Champions League pedigree. De Jong. Beautiful. And also, Slabby Maguire. Oh, his head's fucking massive. AR Dan says we're supposed to have a big restart, but I can't see us buying more than 3 players. AR Dan, you handsome bastard, was good anyway. We will buy 3 and bring a few more from the academy, and that's it. Shitty summer. Oh, I could see it, AR Dan. Yeah, I could see it. Ten Hag is a proven guy at bringing players through. Maybe that's why they've got him. Fergie's son, hello, how you doing, man? It's all good, man. People are allowed to have their say. People are allowed to have different opinions and get in here, obviously, and get different thoughts and viewpoints in here. That's all good. Yeah, we're doing a late night stream tonight, Ricardo. Al Kama says Europa League is much better than it used to be. Only really teams from the top 10 leagues get in now, says Akama. I mean, it's a good state. Of course it is. There's some good teams who win it every single year, but it's not the best, mate. I mean, the fucking final this season was Eintracht Frankfurt versus Rangers, bro. That fucking tells you everything, mate. It's a shite competition. Sorry to say. But it's true, though. You know what I mean? Eintracht Frankfurt versus Rangers was the final when it was supposed to say it's a good competition. It's an okay competition, but it's not the Champions League, is it, guys? 164 likes. Nice one, Rush Bonner. That's awesome. Thanks, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up there. William Reedy says, I can see us getting Timber, De Jong, and Antony. That's it. Realistic, yeah, good shout. Maybe promote a couple of the youth players. That's realistic, William. Maybe a free transfer like Ericsson just to convince people and make it seem like we've actually tried this summer. When in reality, trying would be to sign 6 players. Ambition from United would look like maybe getting De Jong, Neves, Antony, Timber, Torres, Dumfries, whoever. That would be ambition, signing 6 players, Anyway, yeah, that's right. Exactly, Ryan. Poor final. Yeah. Exactly. Poor final. And it's so true, says J. King. That's it. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Rangers. That's the standard of that competition. Scouser on the Wirral says, give us 60 minutes and you can have Nico. And Gomez says, Scouser on the Wirral, do one, lad. Hassan says, CDM. We could do with a CDM. Yep. Brave 786 is ready for any signing right now. Dybala even. Oh, I'm not a big fan. Ninja Starman, I like Scamacca. I don't know a great deal about him. I don't watch much Italian football, I really don't. But a lot of people raving about Scamacca. He does look exciting. I've seen him play a few times, and he looks like a good player. But I'm not going to be that interested in Scamacca unless he's available at the right price. Exactly, says the Hoop Man. Yeah. So De Jong update. Hang on a sec. Thank you, Rush Mono. Let's check this out. We've got a new bit of information coming in here. What's this? So, we have a report. We've got some quotes on De Jong here from Oriol Omanash, who says that it's not a sporting decision, but an economic one. I'm sure he has doubts. They don't seem to want to stay. So, pretty clear, really. Pretty clear. He's being pushed out the door. He is being pushed out the door. Okay, guys, let's just get into the live chat for a few more minutes. I've got to go pretty soon because we're back on again at 11:30 for the FIFA. But please do, everyone, drop a thumbs up. Let's get 200 likes on the show. Have your say. Stick around for a few minutes and get your opinions in here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, he played okay versus England, didn't he, Rushy? Looks like City are getting Rafael Lau if Jesus is going, says Pogo Game. Oh, really? I thought they just got Haaland because of that. Bastards, mate. That's it. City and Liverpool, they can just sign all these big players now, can't they? That's it. I'm going for a forward on like Ciro Immobile, says Chewbag Jack. Respect, fair play to you, my son. No worries now, 786, man. I appreciate you, dude, getting in. And everybody who's always watching these streams, you're a bunch of legends. You love the 5 subs this season, says Jonathan Denton. It's just, you know, this is it. This is a rebuilding season now, isn't it, for Ten Hag? Give him time, give him the players he needs. Get him a good few big name signings and let him see what he can do. You have to back the manager this window. That's the important thing. I would not take Gabriel Jesus grave. People say, he says, would you take Gabriel Jesus? I would not. No, he's a City scammer, and also he's bang average, mate. He is good, but he's not going to get you 30 goals a season. He's not going to, yeah, nah, I wouldn't actually. I don't think he's all that, to be honest. Man City, or neither does Pep Guardiola, otherwise he'd be keeping him, mate. Man City Oil Club, we don't want cast-offs from these clubs. Ishor Mohammed says, what is the news on Timber News? Just went dead on him. Heard anything big, says Ishor Mohammed. I mean, there's not much extra in regards to revelations on Timber. It's just that Man United are reportedly working on it behind the scenes at this moment as well. Of course, there's bigger news about De Jong and Timber right now. De Jong and Antony right now. But Timber is definitely a deal that is being worked on as well behind the scenes. United are expected to be trying to bring that guy in for around about 43 mil, I think it is. So that's what Ajax are looking for as well. It's about a negotiation, really. That's it. We know that we can get him. They're prepared to sell him. He would be likely to want to come and play for Ten Hag at United again. It's just that they have to meet in terms of the verbal. They have to have verbal conversation first, make sure everybody's happy with a rough estimation, and then, of course, a formal official bid will then be tabled. But it seems like they're working on primarily De Jong, also Antony, and certainly Timber in the background as well. Those are the 3 transfers that are currently being worked on. There are rumours that Ruben Neves is also being worked on, but, you know, I'm waiting for slightly more information to come out about that in regards to, you know, are we actually having full-on discussions and meetings with Wolves on this one, you know? So, but it seems like, yeah, they're all being worked on in the background still. Oh, interesting. Hassan says probably the first transfer window where I don't feel confident. Wow, okay. Interesting. AR Dan says, Pig, 15 years ago, all players wanted United. Now they want City or Liverpool. We will rise again. We have to struggle right now. Yeah, it's a cycle, mate. You're spot on. You're right. It's going to happen soon enough. One day we'll be back. It took Liverpool long enough to do it, didn't they? So, yeah, you're spot on. We need fitness trainer, says Jonathan Denton. Yeah, the fixtures are released Thursday. Absolutely. Yeah. Dabario Gittin says, bro, De Jong's not coming, bro. Why is that? And you think he's not got Champions League football? I think if he was definitely not interested in coming at all, then he would have pretty much been out in the media saying it when he's been asked about it multiple times on international duty with the Netherlands. He could have just pretty much said, you know, I'm not interested really. I want to stay at Barca and I'm not really going to go to Manchester United. They play in the Europa League, something along those lines. But he hasn't said any of these things, so I'm pretty sure that it's an option for him, isn't it? If Barca say, hey, De Jong, you're out the door, mate. We're pushing you out because we're skint and we need the money. Well, what's his options then? K Slater says, you felt confident in other windows. I know, yeah, I know. This is one of the most confident I feel in a window because we've got a new manager and he needs investment. We've got 6 players on free transfers in the first team. So we have to spend. So I actually feel confident this summer we will sign a lot of players. Thank you, Ricardo. You believe we have got De Jong, says Zubiri. Yeah, well, I don't think it's quite done yet. There is some things that can fall down on, primarily agreeing a fee with Barca. But yeah, they're wanting to sell. We're wanting to buy. You know, it could be a good agreement in there. Get cheaper than De Jong. Barca are going to play their game because United are desperate for him. Maybe so, but look at Liverpool and Darwin. They paid 100 million euros for the guy. They're not asking for that much, I don't think. It's just about, you know, United showing a little bit of ambition and bending a little bit and meeting them in the middle. No, fair enough. We shouldn't spend 100 million on this guy. We should go elsewhere if that's the case. But we need to at least get a yes or a no and dead it off and move on if that is the case. Guys, we're going to have to wrap this video up because it's 10 past 11. I've got to start FIFA in 20 minutes. Got to get set up for that. We're back in 20 minutes on the show, guys. So make sure you do not go anywhere. In fact, I'll put a link to the FIFA stream. It's going to be on in 20 minutes time. Please do come back and hang out with us for the night until the wee hours of the morning. We're going to be on here going in there raw, my friends. So please do come and join us for a FIFA stream. I'll pin it to the top of the live chat. Everyone, thank you so much for watching and getting involved with the show tonight. It's been a great show. Lots of legendary comments and community of legends getting in it. 270 legends. We got 170 likes. We can do better than that, can't we? Let's have a little Baker Brigade like spike. That's all we ask, guys. Leave a like before you go. Hit the sub up if you're new. We're on here every day giving you the news. We'll be back tomorrow at about 3 p.m. in the afternoon with the update. We'll also be on in the evening about 9 p.m. tomorrow night with the latest Man United news, giving you the evening's rundown. But also we will give you the breaking news as and when it happens. If there's any big story that pops up, we will jump straight on. Thank you, Rush Mono. Thank you, Disco Dave. Everyone, man. Thank you so much. J King, Chewbag, Bell691, Antony, Rushy, Enor, Ryan McGinley, 2020 as well. Big up yourself. Pogo, Dave, Fire Up, Ricardo, Kingslayer, K Slater, Brave, The Hoop Man, J King, Vincent Bullock, Dizzy Red Devil, and everyone else. Thank you all for joining and watching. Do get yourself subscribed to the channel. Do follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And here's the link to the FIFA stream, guys, once again in the live chat. Go and check that out. Go and hang out over there. We'll be back in a little bit. Go and smash a pre-game like on that video as well. Give us a little boost up there on the FIFA stream. Why not, eh? There it is. It's pinned at the top. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow with the latest goings-on surrounding this club that we call the greatest club in the land. But if it is going to be the greatest club in the land, once again, we need to start acting like the greatest club in the land and having some poxy ambition, which we know we're not going to have true ambition from these owners, but we just want to see a positive window. Sort your bloody lives out, Manchester United. It's time to get the wheel in motion with signing players and get somebody announced. Hopefully, somebody like Jong could be announced within the next week, and hopefully Timber and Antony, or a combination, or any order of those players, not long after. Thank you for watching, guys. Much love to all you legends. See you in a little bit for the FIFA. That's the end of the show. Have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest news. Night, guys. See.